Welcome back, trainers. So in this video, we're going to be going up against the Rocket leaders, specifically Sierra and Arlo. So I was able to finally find myself a Gardevoir with Charm, and I was able to take it out with Pokemon under 1500 CP. And not only that, she also had a Lapras. Pretty amazing. It only took me, I think, 2 tries, so pretty awesome stuff. I was excited after I did that. And also, I do make an evolution with my shiny shadow Pokemon, so we'll be taking a look at that, giving you a few tips on how to go up against them. You know, we've done this before. I really enjoy going up against these Rocket leaders using 1500 CP Pokemon. It's a fantastic challenge and also hones in on your PvP skills. So with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at what we have going on here. Alright, so let's go ahead and start this off with the evolution of my shiny shadow Scyther. Alright, I was actually contemplating powering up my shiny shadow Scizor, but I don't know, that's going to require almost a million Stardust. But anyways, so if you guys could give this video a like, that would be much appreciated. Times are getting a little bit wacky here on YouTube, and just doing that supports me so much. Don't want any donations, don't want any of that stuff, just a simple thumbs up, and that goes a long way. Really appreciate that. If you're new, subscribe, stick around. I'll be giving you tips on how to play Pokemon Go. Now, I'm going to specify here, most of these tips are not really aimed towards kids. I wouldn't say they're aimed towards kids whatsoever. These are higher level tips and basically for people who are 13 and up. Let's just say that, all right? I'm not going to go through this whole ordeal every single video, but yeah, we're walking on eggshells over here, folks, right? If you're not familiar with what's going on, watch my last video. It's fun because they also demonetized it. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at this. Now, this is arguably going to be one of the hardest Rocket leaders to go up against, specifically with Lapras and Gardevoir Charm. Now, if the Gardevoir did have Charge Beam, you don't really have too much to worry about, but that Charm is an absolute killer. You're going to see that I was able to not even let it get off a Charm pretty much. I'm going to actually stop talking and let you hear the actual audio of the game so you can identify that it is actually a Charm Gardevoir. So we did go in there with the Probopass and then switch in with the Lucario so we can freeze the opponent and get in a little bit more damage, accumulating energy so we can burn that shield on the Lapras and then do a little bit of damage with the Lucario here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So throughout these videos, I do hit the bubbles when they do have a shield systematically, guys. You know what it is. Anyways, so we do burn the shields, and right here I space out. I'm like, oh yeah, time to hit the bubbles. Okay, so then I do that there. No big deal. Lucario pretty much did its job. It burned the shields and it took a good chunk off of the Lapras, so we're looking fantastic at this point here. And I'm really enjoying using my Spylus. We'll look at that here in a minute too as well. It's a really fun Pokemon and an expensive one, but a good one to use. So we're going to go Metagross for a second, switch into Probopass, and the reason why we do that, yet again I'll mention, is so we can freeze them. Alright, so when the Probopass does come in, it'll have the opportunity to gain more energy as opposed to going in and getting damage onto it. All right, so we get that Rock Slide off, and that's what you want to go for, the Rock Slide. You don't want to go for the Thunderbolt. Not only are you going to get stabbed, but it is super effective to the Lapras as well. So Probopass is a steep investment as well, but like I've mentioned in previous videos, it is going to be well worth it going up against these Rocket leaders if you're looking to do this 1500 CP challenge. Now, it does go down. Unfortunately, I was not able to get off another one, but here is where the magic lies. What I do here with the Metagross is, it is going to be holding on by a sliver, but I'm going to hold my ground and not use a charge move. In comes the Gardevoir, and now I'm going to let the audio play so you can hear the Charm. Alright, so there it was. You heard the little bit of Charm. So the key is to pretty much not let it get off a Charm, and you'll be looking good to go. The Metagross with Meteor Mash, Bullet Punch, worked, did the job. The Shiny just gave it a little bit more edge to do more damage. That's a joke, obviously, but anyway, so we were able to do it. Fantastic. I was really happy at this moment because I've been trying so hard to find a Gardevoir with Charm, but not only that, I wanted the hardest moveset, and that was going to be with the Lapras as well, and I found it. So we're looking good to go. So if you're trying to do that, give it a test to see what you can do. It's really fun, right? And it's not going to be a shiny. And I did a whole lot of these last night as well, these rocket leaders. Unfortunately, I didn't find a Unova Stone, but whatever. So we're going to be going in this with the Spylus, Lucario, and Swampert. So starting it off with the Spylus, going up against Sneasel is not good, right? But what we're going to do is switch immediately so we can freeze it up, as well as gaining a little bit of energy on the Spylus. Now, if the Sneasel did have Ice Shards, it will take out your Spylus in 2 moves. So anyways, we go into the Lucario here, freeze up the opponent, of course, and now we're just going to play that old same song and dance and just not hit the bubbles. And tap on the screen as fast as you physically can at this point. I feel like I'm going to be doing a little bit more damage the faster I'm tapping. You know, at a normal tapping speed, you should be okay, but I don't know. That's just my personal experience. Anyways, in comes the Sableye here. So we are going to burn this last shield and get off another power-up punch. Absolutely, we have energy, so we're going to take advantage of that pause there, do a few more counters, gaining a little bit more energy, which may able us to get off another power-up punch here. And we are so close to getting it off, but that's all right. We do have the Spylus, not particularly the best to go up against this, and we're going to go with the Swampert first, gain a little bit of energy for the last Pokemon, make that switch, freeze the opponent, go in here with the Spylus, doing a decent amount of damage with that bite. And seeing that the Sableye does have Shadow Claw, that's not going to be very effective. Spylus is a fantastic Pokemon to go up against her Hypnos, her Alakazams. If it did have Zen Headbutt or Confusion, you will be resisting it, being that Dark type. And Spylus with Bite is actually pretty darn good, as well as that Body Slam. You're able to spam them just to take off that little bit of more damage that you need to do there. So we do finish it off with a little bit less than half health on the Spylus. In comes the Houndoom. We are locked in here at this point. It looks like the Houndoom does have Snarl, so that's not going to be very effective. If it had Fire Fang, not very effective either, but I do believe Fire Fang is going to be a little bit more devastating. So we're just going to get off a Body Slam just for kicks and giggles here, because why not do as much damage as possible? Going for Dark Pulse is not very effective. In comes the Swampert with a ton of energy ready to go. At this point, I have about 2.5 Hydro Cannons ready to blast off here. And simple as that. Now, it's unfortunate that it did have Houndoom. Whenever I see that at the end, it's a little bit underwhelming because it's not particularly the hardest one to go up against. But that's okay. The Alakazam is fairly fragile as well, but the kicker for that one is, yes, it's not going to be able to take that many hits, but at the same time, if the Alakazam has Confusion, man oh man, that does a ton of damage. Now, if you go in there with maxed out Pokemon like a Tyranitar, Bite and Crunch, or some sort of dark type Pokemon resisting the Confusion, obviously you'll be okay. But for the average person who doesn't really know, or maybe you just went in there blind and you didn't pick the right lineup, that will be pretty devastating to your Pokemon. And we do not get a shiny Sneasel, that's alright. Alright, now we're going to be going up against Arlo here. So I just want to talk about the whole regulations that are going to happen on YouTube. I don't want to get all political and stuff, but I have an analogy here. Bear with me, just listen to this. Say you have a bowl of M&Ms on your dining room table, right? And I know I don't have a mouse problem or anything, but hypothetically, if a mouse was to take one M&M every single night, when you wake up, if it takes one, you will not notice, right? Right. A week goes by, you probably still won't notice. Maybe even 3 weeks and you may not notice, because there's so many little M&Ms in there piled up. You take a handful out and it's not really noticeable. But over time, when you get these taken out, let's just, call them new laws or freedoms being taken away from you, eventually you're going to start to notice. And if you're not paying attention very carefully, before you know it, the whole bowl is gone. Or at least it's down to, I don't know, a quarter. And you're looking at it like, how in the heck did this ever happen? I feel like this is where we're headed. Yes, this is to protect the kids. But at the same time, this is just how it works. All right? You guys may not know this, but I have other channels that actually revolve around specific things. All right? Let's just say that. And I'm no fool to what is going on around us in this world. Anyways, Pokemon Go, right? I don't want to get all political. Basically, what I'm saying is you have to pay attention. You have to know what's going on. You can't just stick your head in the sand and ignore things, or you're going to have nothing left, right? There's many good quotes out there by intelligent men of the past, or women, that depict these specific things that I'm talking about. Anyways, Melmetal, look at that. All right. No more of that, okay? We're not going to get political too much, all right? Anyways, but it's good to talk about it sometimes, and seeing that we're in the specific time. Anyways, the Crobat, right? So we did a good amount of work with that Melmetal there, and we're able to actually get off a Rock Slide on the Probo Pass before we faint, and this should enable us to take out that Crobat here. And yeah, of course. And the last one is going to be Scizor. Now, it's pretty strong with Bullet Punch, but it's really not that big of a threat. If you have Fire, I mean, it's going to be Bug and Steel type, 4 times weak to it. So we go in here with the Charizard. The Bullet Punch is almost going to take us out, but we're able to get off that Blast Burn, and it is actually going to devastate Arlo's Scizor here. And we take the win. So anyways, let me know what your guys' thoughts are on this situation regarding the whole, thing that's happening. The regulations. What I'm going to basically do is I made my decision. I'm going to wait a little bit longer to see if they give us another option, not just one or the other. Maybe there's going to be a middle ground here, and I'm going to go for that. All right, so we'll see. If I get sued into oblivion by the government, then oh boy, that's not going to be good. It's been a good life, let's just say that, because there's no coming back after that. All right, anyways, we're going to go in here up against Sierra, starting it off with Clefable, and it does have Charm, of course, so we're going to make that switch immediately here, do a couple of Charms. They're going to be super effective. We have the pause, and now we're going to be able to do the same thing that we've been doing for the last ones here. So make sure you take advantage of all these little pauses, because that is how you're going to be able to gain enough energy to do it with these lower CP Pokemon, right? If you're going in here with higher CP Pokemon, you don't really need to use the pauses, although it still helps you out because it still can be troublesome if you do not have the correct typing. And then we go up against the Sableye here. So all of these clips are going to be from last night. So we do have the Team Rocket event that went down today, and as I'm recording this, it's actually in effect right now. I went out for a little bit. There's no interest for me to take out grunts because I bought a bunch of those boxes. If you're not aware, there is a box. I put that image here on the side in the shop, the Team Rocket box. I'm gonna say that's a pretty good deal. It comes with a ton of revives, a ton of potions, and 3 of the Rocket Radars, which is a pretty good deal, I must say. 3 of those, so as well as an incubator, so you can't beat that. Pretty darn good. So why am I not out right now doing the Team Rocket event? Well, it's a pretty neat, but I went out there, scanned for the Rocket leaders themselves, and I couldn't find any. Now, I'm sure if I would have went to downtown, I would have found a few, but honestly, I'd rather have just came home, made this video now, and got it up sooner than later, because it's not like I necessarily need to do this event because I have all the radars in my inventory already. But if you're a free-to-play, this event is going to be nice for you to go out there, take advantage of all the grunts so you can collect your opponent. Otherwise, because they might be a little bit rare for you to find. If you enjoyed this video, folks, please make sure you give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you're new, and I will be keeping you up to date. I am going to increase the upload, so look out for more, have notifications on, and I'll be keeping you posted. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.